Welcome to Tough Crowd. Hey, we're all leaving. Something's up, folks. Something is amiss. We're all scurrying out of the embassies. You see this? Everybody's running away from the Saudi Arabian embassies. And Saudi Arabia closed their Oslo embassy, which is where they had the Middle East peace talks. Do I seem kind of weird right now? I feel kind of weird. I don't know why, but I'll tell you something. The bottom line is you got Ari Fleischer running out, scurrying out of his job. Christine Whitman, why are they leaving? You know, that's kind of suspicious to me. They're going to leave in the middle of the most exciting and pivotal time? No, they got booted. I know how it is, all right? Cheney walked in with those glasses. He's the hatchet man for the Bush organization. He's like, hey, Ari, you got to get going. He's like, no, I think I've been doing good this. Hey, Jew boy, you didn't hear me. Pack your bags. You're out of here. Then Christine Whitman's like, oh, I'm the EPA. He's like, Toots, come on. Sweet cheeks, beat it. Now, wait a minute. Only Bush can tell. Oh, yeah? Only Bush can tell you? Hey, honey, you're from New Jersey. You know the score. You want to be the first person buried under the rest area named after them? Get out of here. The good news is that the American people are fed up with being kept in the dark about this covert activity. Just today, people were screaming in the streets, protesting, finally standing up and saying, we would demand a recount of Clay and, Rubin. Seriously, a lot of the people voted accidentally for Pat Buchanan. Did you know that? Yeah. I seriously hope they spent all their fake laughs on mine and you guys bombed. The country now has been put at level orange. High alert. High alert. Officials intercepted emails that mentioned possible attacks on large American cities. How does that affect you, Mr. Voss?
You know, I live and grew up in Plainfield, New Jersey my whole life. It's 99% black. I've been on high alert for 45 years now.
I can't believe Voss is actually that good of an actor. Yeah. You're an awful man, but I like the way you did that.
This is an orange alert?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you wear with orange?
Jim, well, I would figure you'd have a little answer for that.
Yeah.
All right, well, when we wake up tomorrow, I'll tell you.
Oh, you naughty boy.
Actually, the country.
That's it, Jim. What, you guys all plot against me there?
I don't think anybody cares about the alerts. My balls have been on blue alert for 6 months. You know?
Somehow.
I'm kidding.
I think, you know what?
I don't think so.
High alert, you know, it's fun. High alert is just code words for keep your eyes open for suspicious Arabs. That's all it is, right? It's what what are we supposed to do, please, you know?
Yeah, what are we supposed to do? I mean, I can't. I'm on alert. I can't talk. I'm on alert.
Yeah,
Don't talk to me. What do we do?
This is true. I was actually going to my apartment, and there was a bomb threat in front of my building. They would not let anybody go down the block. And
I sure you weren't doing a show?
No. And I loved you in Shana Na.
All right, look, let's talk about this. American Idol wrapped up its second season. Ruben won. The two finalists are generating a lot of, I tell you the truth. Was it not my imagination when they kept cutting to the different crowds? Let's be honest. Any white people, you thought it was a race riot if that son of a bitch had lost, didn't you? Now listen, you look like the guy that, first influenced, quote unquote, Clay. Let me ask you something, Jim. I heard that last night after the thing, he grounded his sorrows woke up face down in a plate full of man paste, but that doesn't matter.
Ooh. I haven't heard that
What do you think, Jim? What do you think about this whole...
Oh, you mean American Idol,
Yes.
or as I call it, future cruise ship entertainers of tomorrow? It's the truth. It's not, none of them, I mean, look, they're all decent singers, but none of them have that much originality. They all come out and they do these prefab stuff. I mean, like, with Ruben or Clay, it's like, okay, do we want to pick Luther Vandross or do we want to pick Liza Minnelli? You know, that's all it is. It's so, and I actually think that if you really care, that you should jump out the window.
That's a good point.
Well, the problem is that they actually, I love the fact that we can't get the presidential election right, but we have a perfect tally on this little f***ity contest.
But they are asking for a recount on it today, stupid, if you read the paper.
No, I don't.
Well, they had a whole recount thing today. It was my dumb, awful opening that didn't work.
I thought it was terrific.
Listen.
I mean, they've even given Reuben a name, right? He's like the Velvet Teddy Bear. And in the future, he'll be called the Velvet Cardiac Patient.
He was singing, after he won, he was singing Flying Without Wings, which was appropriate for a blimp.
Nothing on the Idol thing.
Me neither.
They're actually,
I'm just like,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, because there was a big thing, like, you know, I know you mentioned recount, but they actually get along very well, because I hear they're doing a sitcom together, the fat black guy and the little gay white man, and the show is called Which One of Us Does the Klan Want to Hang More?
That was a long trip, but it was worth it.
Yeah. Now he's cracking himself up.
Hi, Walmart, which sells more magazines than any other retail chain, is taking Maxim stuff and FHM off the racks. All right? Now everybody's upset. First of all, my personal opinion is if you're shopping with your little 2-year-old kids and you got a giant 10-foot box of cornflakes, you don't want to listen to Milano's ass cheeks right in your face as you're trying to shop. What's wrong with it? Walmart doing what they want?
It's not even what's wrong with it. It's that they buckled to pressure again. Christian groups were complaining.
That's who shops at Walmart.
You know, so what? It's like, well, we want our kids to learn sex the old-fashioned way, crying in a confessional.
One thing,
That's Catholic, not Christian. Go ahead.
Why is it okay to sell guns at Walmart and not sexy magazines? I think
Because that's their...
if these guys would just shoot up in the bathroom, they might not shoot up in the classroom.
This isn't a rosy show. Enough already. Let me tell you something.
Let me get my point.
First of all, 5 of the 10 richest people in this country are Waldens. Obviously, they're making racial.
Waldens, you
idiots.
Yeah.
You get the point. I don't know their names. They're the 5 of the 10 richest people.
Mr. Walden, I admire your work. I know you like my show.
Up here, and you guys jump on you.
Because we know
you
you're
didn't
capable of
finish
40 every
school.
day that the people don't see.
Listen,
Go ahead,
they're
Walden.
5 of the 10 richest people in this country. Obviously, they're making right decisions. They know what they're doing in their stores. I love Walmart.
You know who else?
Listen, if Walmart sold designer clothes and I would never leave here, okay? I'm just telling you.
I think it's a shame they got rid of the magazines because that was the best looking thing in Walmart.
Yeah, if Walmart wants to do something, how about hiring greeters that don't need walkers and colostomy bags?
All right. Fine, folks. You go broaden your horizons with a commercial. I'll stay here and tread water with these people. I'll tell you, I hope you guys are watching the NBA playoffs to that great announcer, Bill Walden. Now look, Vancouver is trying to open North America's first legal place to inject heroin. Advocates are calling this progressive, while others see it as state-sponsored suicide. Vancouver has a junkie park right now where you can go if you're a junkie, you know? And I'll tell you what we should do. And I think we should do that here, because let's face it, we lost the drug war. We got our asses kicked by the American public and the Cali cartel. We should have a place like that for coke over here. You put up signs all over, no pointless ramblings past 45 minutes about your childhood, followed by, shh, did you hear something? You know? No, are you going to break out that other half when somebody's in the middle of telling you the most important personal story of their life? My question is, thank God, Voss, should junkies have a place to shoot up?
Please. What's next? Like clean alleys for rape? First of all, in Canada, I don't care if the whole country ODs to begin with, but no, you should not have that. I mean, drugs should not be legalized. It's just the downfall of a country. It's not in Japan. It's nowhere else. Where, you know, in Amsterdam, but they don't contribute anything, so you don't legalize
Well,
it.
you have heroin and you have Canada. How else do you explain Celine Dion?
I think it's great. I think drugs and prostitution should be legalized.
Yeah. Now you can make money to support your habit.
I told you not. I asked you not to get personal. I asked you not to get personal.
I'm actually against it, simply because for selfish reasons. Like, I don't shoot heroin. It's like, why don't they do something that will benefit me? Like, have a safe house where a 34-year-old man can take 2 16-year-old cheerleaders and make them pretend they're the Olsen twins.
Give them a place to. They're going to do it anyway.
Right.
That's what we used to say about your people.
Yeah.
You're stuck on this tonight, aren't
Yeah.
you?
Well, let's face it, I got a history.
Yeah, I know.
The money that they save, they could use for rehabs to educate people why they do drugs in the first place.
You know what?
All how
But
many-
you're speaking as a former addict.
No,
Yeah.
I'm speaking. Okay, yeah, a former addict, but I know addiction. I know addiction. I know what
Not
you do.
everybody
to get,
is an addict.
Like,
Some
you're
people
shooting
skin
heroin.
pop.
What are you?
Some
like,
people skin pop, sniff. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. You want that person to operate on you?
What?
What?
Do you want that person to operate?
What are you saying? Are you
Shut
saying?
up. I'll tell you exactly what
depends
happened.
what kind
Voss.
of operation
You want to
it
know what
is.
happened?
Yeah.
Voss mixed up. You know, he was trying to be smart over the weekend. So he got the whole thing about the affirmative action. He didn't want doctors to be hired. So you want to operate on you with the drug addict thing, which was probably another. Do you want that person to work in heavy machinery? And he mixed them up. But it was still a good attempt at intelligence.
Yeah.
I don't like your stupid stripper bartender earrings either.
Okay. Let me tell you something, chinless. I don't care what you like, all right?
Dudley Do Wrong. He has no chin.
Oh,
He's right. You really are
spineless
a repellent-looking
jellyfish.
man.
That really hurt.
No, it didn't. You've heard that your whole life.
I know I have. I don't like the fact that Colin and Jim David have the exact same hairdo. They look like Claudius and Tiberius Caesar. You two really suck.
All right, look.
Bravo.
Let's move on. Florida Marlins are under scrutiny for hiring a new manager, Jack McKeon, without considering a minority candidate, although Bud Selig told them to. Jesse Jackson is giving University are you snoring? Is giving the University of Alabama heat for choosing a white coach over the black coach with comparable experience. Okay, now I think all baseball coaches should be Latin. Because they really, they take the sport seriously, they don't screw around. But what do you guys think? What do you think about this whole thing with coaches? Vanessa, is it a black thing, a black-white thing?
I think it's a name thing. I mean, first of all, the black coach's name is Sylvester. White coach is Mike. You going to trust a guy named Sylvester or Mike?
It's not even a discriminatory thing because the Marlins hired Jack McKeon. He is a minority because he's a senior citizen. He's 72 years old. He's going to be the only guy in baseball with an endorsement deal with Depends. I'm tired of hearing about the racism and the coaching decisions because the Alabama legislature now said they're going to investigate as to why they hired Mike Schuler over this other boy.
Plus, they just fired that coach for the whole titty bar thing, right? Where he passed out and they stole, he got drunk. That has nothing to do with it. You're right. Anyway,
I thought it was still good to mention.
Thanks, pal.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry about some of those cracks before. Maybe I went overboard.
It was with love.
That hairline thing is really going to stick with me for the rest of my life, me and Jim. We'll be right back with more poignant life lessons that you can't afford to miss. Well, folks, during this war with Islam that we're not having, a lot of us say it's not just about oil. It's a cultural war, too. We think their culture is barbaric. They think we're decadent. And you know what? We both got a point. Our culture is decadent. If you don't believe me, look at the way these young guys treat women in videos, in clubs, on spring break. All right? So what we've done is we've decided to take Jim Norton, a man that exemplifies the... Folks, I know. That exemplifies the debilitated, corrupt, and decadent men of today and turn him into that much-needed savior, a gentleman. We started by giving him a makeover. Here's his before picture, and here he is now.
Hi, Colin.
Hi, handsome. Now, the first thing we're going to work on is how to approach a woman. Okay, Jim? Ask this beautiful girl out on a date.
Hey, I have $10 and some beads. Don't be a stuck-up bitch. Show me something.
No. See, that's wrong, Jim. You can't say that without getting slapped. That's the problem with it today. You say that without getting slapped. Just because you can say something doesn't mean you should. Try it again like a gentleman.
Hey, a friend of mine runs an Olive Garden in western Pennsylvania, and he said I could just call anytime and get a table. You want to go? My treat.
Sure, I'd love to.
Nice. I like how you offered to pay, too. You're all class. Now, on the date, one thing women don't like is a self-centered ass. So be curious about her. Ask her something about herself.
Are those real?
No. Okay, let's get past the first date. Let's get to the first good night. That's an important part of a date. Right after you drop her off.
Drop her off? Aren't there buses in Western Pennsylvania?
Hey, you're driving her home. You're at her door, okay?
I had a lot of fun tonight, thanks.
Hey, thanks. So did I. Can we do it again?
Sure.
Maybe you could bring a friend?
What?
Well, you're a pretty girl, and pretty girls always have friends. Maybe we could make a movie and put it on the internet.
No! Jim, a menage a trois?
No?
What did we rehearse?
Oh, right. You're so special. Thank you so much. I just want to go slow so I don't ruin things.
Great. You really are romantic. See, now the advanced class, you've made love for the first time. No one wants to be, they're a little nervous that they're not some one-night stand, so you have to say something reassuring.
I think I found a soulmate.
Me too, Jim.
Yeah, something to let them know you're going to be around. You're doing great.
Hey, as long as I have a face, you'll always have a place to pee.
You're disgusting.
Well, Jim, I know you meant well, but you got out of line and you got slapped for it. And you know what? That's what being a gentleman is all about.
But I think I like being a gentleman. How disgusting am I?
Very. You better make it up to me, you bad boy. My feet need to be washed. Yeah, that's right.
This is ugly. I don't think civilization is worth saving. Maybe we humans should call it a day. We had a good run. We landed on the moon. We cured polio. If you compare us to the monkeys, we did pretty good, you know? I'll try to peel Norton off her feet so we can finish the show. Watch out for the bunions, Jim. Well, I asked everybody here to pick out a story from the paper and tell us what they got. Jim Norton.
Well, as most of you know, the only thing dumber and more useless than a chimpanzee with Down syndrome is a rioting soccer fan. In Greece earlier this week, when their team lost, a mob of these gyro-eating, uncircumcised barbarians covered a husky dog in tar and set him on fire. The dog did live, and while being treated for burns and an eye injury, the dog was quoted as saying, "Hey, look, I'm glad they set me on fire. You ought to see what these people do with sheep."
Dog. Folks, you don't have to pity that kind of trite nonsense. Now listen to me. Is it true, off the record, except on the show, that you called up that innocent girl last night and tried to rehearse with her, you phony bastard?
Hey.
Shut your mouth. Just answer the truth.
Yes.
Thank you. I rest my case, Your Honor. Vanessa, Hollingshead.
Okay, there's this British officer, Colonel Tim Collins, who's been accused of punching, kicking, threatening Iraqi prisoners of war by Americans. I don't believe it. The British are too polite. I'm sure Colonel Collins says something like, "I'm terribly sorry to have put these electrodes on your genitalia while kicking and punching you, old boy, but you're being very naughty. I mean, you lost, we won, chin up, and be a good sport."
Okay. Rich boys.
First of all, why do we got to come up with our own topics on this? How much are they cutting back here? Do I got to do my own makeup next time I'm on the show? Oh, you're going, you know what? You got writers, you come up with the topics. All right? You know,
they don't have the natural, the way you have that kind of profuse, you write so often.
I know. Yeah. Look maybe we'll get together and rehearse our Act 4s next time, stupid. This is true, a lady in Middletown, New York, she was just arrested for killing 3 of her children. And I'm so sick of people abusing their children. The problem is, you know what the problem in this country is that anybody can have a child. Anybody. There's no background check, no registration, no license, nothing. Anybody can have a child. You know, to put a worm on a hook and throw it in the water, you need a license. To sell a hot dog on the corner, you need a license. To get married, you need a license. What I'm trying to say here, nicely as possible, is keep your eyes open for suspicious Arabs.
You really pulled that one out.
Jim Davis.
Lawmakers in New Orleans voted to ban public sex after Reverend Grant Storms showed them a tape of gay men having sex in the French Quarter during a festival. First of all, what do you think makes it a festival? I mean, banning sex from the French Quarter is like banning Star Jones from the buffet. You can never enforce it. And what was this guy doing with a tape of gay sex? If he was a priest, I could understand. But a Protestant? And Reverend Grant Storms sounds like a gay porn star to me.
All right. Sounds like it to you, Jimmy. It sounds like it to me. We'll be back. That's the end of this broadcast. So we'll leave thinking of Voss waving those childlike hands around. Talk about anyone can have a child, but not everyone can have child hands when they're an adult. So we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Goodbye.